How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome is. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? Defense attorneys should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. First trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Wait, can I... Here, I wanted to look at this. Bruce Gibbon, 36, male. Date of time of death, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment. Wound was caused by 4.5 HR. A whole hammer was found. Okay. Just want to make sure I looked at that. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she has rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Doesn't it feel like confessing to everything? However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The Kafal Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Would the witness state her name and profession? Ah, you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Tapioca? I think that's what it said. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Till 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Ah, I know who you are. Cough up? Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with his knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dried, doesn't it? Oh, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on your principle, Your Honor. It seems like some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. I shall proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining. If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Alright. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor stand next to a garnished car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then, she thrust the pointing tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Let's press this. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend. You have several. Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? And yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot A block. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there. That'd be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition. Excuse me. You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder. But like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling when you get when you view a pumpkin chalk full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A pale white cheese. Not yet tangy, with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be They must be hard-yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there is a lot. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Okay. By garnish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can testify as your ability to kill a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister's guilty? Let's keep our heads cool and impress the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Let's press this bit. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic adorance of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods would always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became a vet investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off. She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. Okay, what evidence do I have? Parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Maybe we need to present this somehow? Saw the wired fence, I saw a British car. It might be the map. Okay. And he said something through the wired fence. That's not right. I'm not sure. I follow. Clearly, Eric contradicts I thought. You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Okay. This is hard. Did I do this? My garnish car, you mean? Mr. Edwards' car. Yeah. Yep, I did this. Oh wait, you're a biased witness. Is this different? Oh. So I just had to press again. That was weird. That was a weird one. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe that I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could call it plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably honest guy. So, what was the defendant doing at this time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and she thrust the pointing tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Okay, wait. I got more evidence. Okay, wait. What does this photo do? Do I have it? Didn't she cut her hand or something? I don't know if that comes into play yet, though. Trying to see if there's anything off. She's wearing gloves. What am I waiting to know when I send something processed? Okay, wait. Let me save again. I probably should have saved. I probably should have really. Okay, it's alright. Do I present? A block through the wired fence. Okay. Holding a knife in her right hand. Wait, she wasn't holding it in this photo, though. What's the point Stabbing a knife into Goodman's chest. Okay. I'm struggling. Oh my god. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with the knife. I've already said yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that's a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. And this is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is this guy not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That'd be the weakest objection ever, Mr. Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood spatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright? Oh, Mr. Wright? I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you just going to sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? No problem? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? You've run out of lunch. You order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know that? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Whoa! Oh god. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Okay. I'll save again. Okay, the murder was planned. The rubber gloves proved it. Okay, well, we're past this. What if she was just in the habit of wearing what if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were omitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion I can make. Everything was planned. It was premeditated crime. Ugh! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Okay. Lunchbox. Murder with— oh wait! God dang it! I was trying— yes. I was trying to look at my evidence. I always press the wrong button. Okay. I'll save again. So... Oh no! Why do I... I'm gonna load it. I can't. Oh god. What did I just do? Can I... yes, reload it. I'm getting tired of scrolling through it. The rubber gloves prove it. I don't have a time or anything when this was taken. Oh wait, she made a call. It could be that. It could be that, or it could be this. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Oh no. Okay, I'll reload. What the heck? What do I... The knife itself? Oh my god, because she wouldn't have known that he had a knife. Oh my god. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon. A red car. All belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, oh, something. Mommy said something. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Ricky? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing the special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order, order, order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Thank God. Great show, Mr. Wright. My search is as good as read. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? Hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was all planned. If it wasn't, why would I... Oh. It skipped over. That was weird. I believe I'd like to hear testimony again. Witness, please tell us what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Oh my god. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in and again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like premeditation, does it not? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill a delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okay. Well. Intended to murder... Okay. Let's just press for now. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's why what I'm about to tell you, Rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she is about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again, Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of an oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Try not to confuse the witness. Confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth thoughts. There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned this victim that day? Grudge. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels, don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for this thinking? It's simple. Nothing else could drive a human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault in something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's thighs smell like citrus fruit. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? You have to say chopped into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Short wick burns out the fastest, it's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax, and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Okay, wait. I'll save again. I think we need to present the autopsy. Oh, wait. Dang it. Keep clicking too fast. Okay. And then... one knife wound. My water. I almost choked on it, but it's okay. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. My moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss growing under our feet as we wait. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my ejection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? She lifted the knife. I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how hastily the whole scene was. Stars turned out to be more short-tempered. Okay. Okay. Okay, we did that. The red muffler. Okay, wait. Let's save again. And then... She wasn't wearing it. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What the heck, Esther? What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly careless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my ejection? Top lever? But it was there. But it was there. A scarf. No, not that. But something really red, really. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. My dog kept licking her bed. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Most important part. The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Okay, whatever you say. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to the side. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's when she had me confused with my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Starr, resistance is futile. You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Starr. It wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but our efforts were in vain. She knocks my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well. Miss Wright, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. Okay. Our suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to the side. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She is obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Oh wait. Okay, wait. Let's press this. I don't know what I was pressing. Say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That'll make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there is a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the cough-up queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence is about 9 feet high too. So how did this guy not get away? Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Oh wait. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Oops. Just that one word. So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Asperger. By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall. That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Okay. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the cart? Ah, I was going to ask the same thing. I only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. When I boldly grabbed her arm, chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. What is it, Miss Wright? Mr. Wright? Made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance was futile. Okay, wait. So she tried to seat it because of the wall. What do I present? I guess the floor plan? I guess so. Oh, I should have saved. Well, I got it right anyways. The music stopped. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be a knight in shining armor prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Look at the floor cans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you could not possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. Please see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in Block B, you couldn't have seen it. Whoa! Order, order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up flies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me to question. Tell us exactly what lie this court has told the witness. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Oh god. Save. Save. The order of events. Where she saw it, what she saw. Where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing, therefore it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. That would mean Mr. witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you can call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. I was here. Oh god. I can't save her, okay? It's fine, it's not too far back. I guess the security room. How do I... This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said, you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could have been turned. Today a man has got the better of the Angel Star. Order, order. Witness? What have you done? You used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I will do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why didn't Miss Starr lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? But witness is found to be lying. They're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But but she lied and said she saw it from Block B. It must make a vital difference, but how? But what? What would change? Safe. Distance to the crime. Difference in lighting. Angle of view to the crime. Well, I guess both of these. I guess we already established the angle of view. The distance? It changes the distance between her and the crime scene. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what you could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. What? That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking lot in Block B. It's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Let's raise an objection. I don't know what else to do. 5 minutes between witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. Could have made pasta in that amount of time. It'd be like al dente. I've got lunch boxes with Thai pasta into knots, Ricky. A 5-minute blink. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I would flee the scene. Hey. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. When you have the instincts of a killer, you would run. But this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Well then, seems we come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blink in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. He did it. He screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. It was. I'm afraid that the Cuff-Up Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Huh? Oh my god, we're still going. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woo-hoo, a triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness determination, I will allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. She's going to pull out of her lunchbox this time. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, it's the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. The other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Skye. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found in that shoe. Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of all this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Did I mention it? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the two rules of evidence law. Well, 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Oh, God. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Two types of blood were found in the shoe. Okay. Okay, let's just press for now. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blink means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of vile lots known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime. Detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have over there? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need to approve it. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found in the shoe. Blood type matched that of defendant Lana's guy. I can't say for sure the blood belonged to that defendant with a blood test. Clear to know something about blood tests, Ricky. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. A murder. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood just down to one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found in the victim's shoe. Ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. There is a problem. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is this contradictory about the victim's shoe? Okay. Oh! There's blood underneath. That's strange. I guess the blood underneath? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Oh, shoot. I can't save. Oh god. Oh no. Well. Died within an hour and a half before. There's no bloodstains on the floor? Shoot. No, I don't know when's the last time I saved. That would be the only thing I would say. Okay. Oh, I was right! Let me save. Oh my god. The stress. Their problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Not that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha. As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. What witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. Then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh. It's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Oil drum. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Ah, you don't mean. The suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. What? Oh my god. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. That's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it. But... enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well... I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cop-up queen. Look at this. A photograph. It had... I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest. The white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after murder, the scene of the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time, I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand out my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can't it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there is a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. The muffler. The other muffler. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photo. A muffler is also a part of on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much as in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think a piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Oh, God. Kehlani entered his car, where a muffler was heard. This. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Right. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned is actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, wug! Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But you made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for 30 minutes recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Oh my god, it's so long. Oh.
Oh, this is a hefty case. We're just getting started. That's a good place to stop. And we're literally in just... It's just a 30-minute resets, right? Is that what he said? Like, we're only like halfway through the case. The trial, the first trial. Just the first trial. Oh my god. This one's a hefty... There's a lot going on. A lot of stuff. It was good. It's long, but it's good. I enjoyed it. So I guess we'll continue the trial next time. Probably do another investigation, depending on how that goes. And we'll see where it goes from there, I guess. Pretty much. That'll be it. For now. Have a good night, and I'll see you hopefully soon.